Well, you brought up an interesting thing about Tesla, how we're not a Tesla advertising service.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why not, because they had a $702 million loss at this last quarterly update. So their stocks sunk to the lowest price in 2 years.
Wow.
Um,
Do you know what that price is right now?
no, but I think you should look it up. It slumped 5% on Friday to its lowest point in 2 years. And
Yeah.
this is even after, remember last week we talked about how Elon Musk brought up autonomous cars? And
Yes.
I thought that would kind of get people stoked about it. I really can't understand why this is such a big loss.
It's sitting at 238.69.
Hmm.
Yeah. So he's down 1.15% on the day.
Okay.
And I'm just looking at year to date. So they were at $350 back in January. And then if you go a full 1 year, remember how we almost hit 400 a couple of times? And
Jeez.
when Elon Musk sent out that tweet and he was
Yes,
saying
with the marijuana.
420, we're gonna 420, right? And now that got him in trouble with the SEC and all of that. So, I think it looks like they peaked. There's 350, 380. They peaked around 380, and right now they dropped all the way down to 235 and are currently sitting at 238. So yeah, that's a huge hit.
Well, it could be actually a good time to purchase some because what do they say? Buy low, sell
Uh,
high, right?
so and you know what? I am still bullish on Tesla
Hmm.
for a few reasons. Number one, they brought electric cars to the masses. Is it as cheap as they promised us? No. But Dan, there are so many Teslas out there. Like driving around Los Angeles, it seemed that 1 out of 20 was a Tesla. And even here in Edmonton, I'm seeing a lot more Teslas. They're bringing those cars to the masses. Nobody else could do that until Tesla showed everybody how to do it. So that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two is their autopilot. Are they there yet? No. Are they behind where they thought they'd be? Absolutely. Tesla's always behind anyways, but nobody else is able to keep up with them. I mean, we're talking about Waymo, which used to be the Google car. Apple's tried to get into this, and a lot of people have sunk money and they just can't get it right. And Tesla's focusing on their AI, and they're creating custom chips, and I think they're going to do it. I think they're miles ahead of everybody else when it comes to autonomous driving, and they're miles ahead of everybody else when it comes to their battery packs and creating vehicles that don't give people range anxiety. So I'm still bullish on Tesla. If I'm looking at this, I might actually drop some money down on Tesla and just see how it goes from here. Now, why did they lose all that money? They lost it because they announced a refresh in the Model S and the Model X.
Well,
And
and something else that's interesting too is it looks like Ford had a really good quarter and they surged 10%. And it just looks like trying to hit it up against the big dogs, it's just not working out for them, right?
well, and then that does beg the question of, is Tesla still overpriced? Because they became the largest car company as far as stock evaluation in the world. And do they deserve that? The answer is, I think we can all say no.
Yeah, there's a correction going on for
Yeah,
sure.
when you look at market share, the answer is no. I don't think they deserve to be the highest valued car company in the world. However, I feel like they are the most technologically advanced, and they've worked miracles compared to where they've been. So I think they're the story of the last 10 years, and I think they're going to be the story of the next 10 years. So yeah, I would
Agreed.
be opposed to dropping some bucks down on Tesla right now.
You should. So I have a real quick story about some nice cars since we're talking about cars. So guess where I went today?
To a car rally?
Well, I went somewhere with some nice cars. Um, I decided I would check out the Playboy Mansion. I didn't actually go. I didn't actually go
Who lives
inside
there
of
now
it.
that Hugh Hefner is no longer around?
I don't even know. I think probably some tech. This is a tech podcast.
Yeah,
Guaranteed one of our listeners knows.
technology, Playboy,
Please
go.
just DM me and tell me who lives there
Who
because
lives
it
there?
was insane. I had some friends from out of town here and they were like, let's go, check out like a really cool, place. So I was like, well, there's Playboy Mansion over here. So we walked over. There's no sidewalks, right? So
Mhm.
we're on the road, 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden we see it, and it's pretty fantastic. It's
Yeah.
like this giant hedge that's made out of flowers, and the
Wow.
doors open up, and 8 Escalades come out, black Escalades, all
What?
tinted windows. I didn't even know you could tint your windows, like the
Oh, yeah.
front windshield.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
a
couldn't
feat
even
for
see
sure.
who was inside of it, and we just watched as they all
You know
went
what?
out.
Probably a politician. Not gonna name the one most likely to go to the Playboy Mansion, but he may or may not be the head of state
Or she. Right.
and
It's Senator Warren.
have a famous coif of hair that we all know and talk about.
That is a famous.
Yeah, he happens to have 2 affairs on the books from former Playboy models.
Were they?
Oh yeah,
Okay. All
yeah,
right. We'll turn this into a political
yeah,
podcast.
we have many times.